makeup with Stephanie because, heck, I've heard, and I don't know if it was Revlon or one of them, might be quitting making makeup and going to making hand sanitizer. So you better.
Hey, they're smart. Oh, crap, I
they're
lost my lip
better.
gloss.
I don't know if
Um,
that's true, but I wouldn't doubt it the way things have been going here lately.
Are you done talking now?
No.
Before my 2 seconds that I have for my makeup with me? Okay, anyways, Neutrogena Hydro Boost, the Ballet Pink. You can find it at Target if there's any left.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near the toilet paper aisle, so I think you might be okay. It is $8 a pop. I don't think anyone's going to spend any money on that. It's not edible, and you can't drink it. So I think it should be in stock. I'm pretty faithful on that. Anyways,
I hope
that's all
you're
I got.
right.
I think no. I know.
Well, if they stop making makeup, then you will be. Yeah, you'll be buying that for $80 a thing because
I
it
do
won't be
like. I
available.
mean, to go into the hand sanitizer business, brilliant. What about lip sanitizer?
Ooh.
Lip
There
sanitizer.
you
You
go.
speak and it kills the
Yes.
germs coming out of your
It
mouth.
kills the coronavirus. is
That's patent. Anybody watching?
your-
You can't. Dude, you want to go in business together?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Don't let our followers know that.
Oh, there's that fucking slide guitar music coming in. And we're going to deem.
He's grumpy today.
I'm absolutely. Yeah, well, with all this going on, we're on Newswire Daily. We fired up on Facebook. Now we're on and YouTube Live. On that, at the bottom of the hour, we'll be joining KMET 1490, The Mighty Met, on this Moron
Monday.
And we're just saying it's moron because that goes to all of you yo-hos that are out there hoarding toilet paper and hand sanitizer and everything else, and all you moron politicians that are canceling everything, getting people worked up into a frenzy panic over something that is absolutely nothing.
I bet it could be something.
Roll up IE Newswire and roll up the post I did about 2 hours ago. This thing is going absolutely freaking nuts. Real world statistics. There's about 17 LA County, Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, and Ventura County. About 17 million in population. Do you know how many cases of
It's just the beginning,
coronavirus
though. It's just the beginning.
across the board of all these counties are?
It's just the beginning.
Just cases, 103.
But it just started.
Do you know it did not just
In
start?
California, how many cases were in Italy and all the other countries?
Au contraire. We're gonna have Chelsea Boyd on here in about 10 minutes. She's an epidemiologist. We're gonna
That's
have
a big word.
We're gonna have Dr. Kelly Victory on probably either Wednesday or Thursday on this. If you divide 103 by 17 million, you got to go to 5 zeros of the right of the decimal point on the percentage of people that have been reported cases on this. And we're closing down schools. We're shutting
But I
down
appreciate
everything.
them keeping the germs to yourself. I mean, I don't know.
H1N1
but-
in 2009, as I posted on, pull up the IEN story of H1N, the swine flu in 2009. 60 million people affected, 12,000 deaths in the United States, and we did not shut down everything.
But maybe less would have been infected. See, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If we don't do anything, you have someone complaining, why aren't we doing something, blah, 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 blah. If you do something, then you got people complaining.
They're killing everything. Flights are down 50%. Just to
But
report,
you know how cheap it would be to fly to Hawaii right now?
well, it is. You can get a flight. But Southwest is get 149, 49, 99. This is what be prepared. You want to know the effect of this?
He's so upset.
The airline industry is asking for a $50 billion bailout right now if nothing else happens.
Well, they shouldn't have brought the disease here.
They didn't.
So they need to pay for it themselves.
No. This is stupid. Now the hotel Vegas is shutting down this weekend. They're kicking everybody out. They're now out wanting the lines of bailouts are on this, and this is why. Well, and Trump. We're going to play the Trump clips here pretty soon. Have clip number whatever it is, number 1 on the Trump clip. This is stupid. We're down to 10 days. Play the first Trump clip.
So scary.
That all Americans, including the young and healthy, work to engage in schooling from home when possible, avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people.
Now we're down to 10!
Discretionary travel,
Scare the
and
crap
avoid
out of
eating
me.
and drinking at bars, restaurants,
Yeah.
and public
You
food
can't even
courts.
wash your sorrows away
If
over
everyone
this.
makes this change or these critical changes and sacrifices now, we will rally together as one nation, and we will defeat the virus, and we're going to have a big celebration all together.
Well,
With
stop.
several
We
weeks
may
of
we may
focused
defeat
action.
the virus, but we're all going to be starving to death. You will be lucky to afford corn cobs to wipe your butt. This is stupid. $50 billion right. They're going to say unless they get $50 billion right now, the airlines say they're going to be done. All of our airlines will be bankrupt by the end of the year. And we're going to do this. I cannot. I mean, again,
I'm too scared to say
this is
anything.
why the duck. Please duct tape my head together because it's going to
I'm
explode.
about to duct tape your mouth shut. I'm just kidding. I'm too scared to say anything. You're scaring me.
What?
I mean, but I like the fact that they're taking precaution and telling people to go inside. I think shutting down everything is insane. I mean, restaurants really wash your freaking hands. But then I am fearful of, like, my parents. I don't want them to get sick. What if I lose my parents over this? Then I'd be upset that I went out and did something, but that's something I should have to live with, not everybody else. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Why aren't if you're 65 or older, you have a declining immune system, you smoke, or you recently had chemotherapy treatment? Yeah, stay home. Do that, you run. The rest of the world is not bothered by this. Kelly Victory said today, and we're going to have her on either Wednesday or Thursday, 75 to 80% of the people in the United States have already been exposed to this. She said at 5% exposure rate,
Right.
this staying away from everybody, or what do they call it, self something or other, it's BS. It doesn't work. It's already done. You've already been exposed to the darn thing, almost in that. And this is really, this Dr. Deborah Birx, whoever this clown is, that was on the press conference in this. Oh, you ain't gonna believe who she said's going to save us now. Roll clip number 2 when you got it.
Someone's saving us?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Oh yes.
Who's saving us?
Oh, you're gonna you better be buckled down because wait till you hear this.
Everyone in the household. I want to speak particularly to our largest generation now, our millennials.
Yes!
The mom of 2 wonderful millennial young women who are bright and hardworking, and I will tell you what I told to them. They are the core group that will stop this virus. They're the group that communicates successfully, independent of picking up a phone. They intuitively know how to contact each other's without being in large social gatherings. We're asking all of them to hold their gatherings to under 10 people, not just in bars and restaurants, but in homes. We really want people to be...
Stop this dingbat. Pull the camera up. Pull the camera up. Now here is the millennial mom that you said is going to save us, and she said, "Stop this stuff. We don't need to be quarantining
So I'm
everybody."
not saving anybody now?
No, she's not
Why?
listening. She says, listen to the millennial moms. And the millennial mom said, stop this madness. We need to open up the bars and the restaurants and stuff. And
I'm telling
everything
you,
else.
I'm bringing back Woodstock on Junkyard Grounds. We're going to have a
Yes.
rager.
So,
Come on, do
so Deborah Birx and
just kidding.
whoever, let's get, why don't we have this on the freaking press conference? You
What are we putting on the
said
press conference?
you said
Don't
Stephanie
use me as an example.
Stephanie and her
I'm gonna duct tape my
colleagues,
mouth shut.
as the millennial moms, are going to save us. Millennial mom said, knock off this madness that you're scaring people to death and you're doing stuff that's absolutely stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, like, I mean, with, like, certain diseases, they always say, let the kids get it because when they're older, if they get it, then it's going to be
Yes.
detrimental. So,
How many people are going to die over all this stuff or have shorter life expectancies because they lost their job and they can't feed their
or they were locked
families?
inside their house with their children for 4 weeks.
Yes. They're going to be committing suicide. The millennial moms are going to be committing suicide at a 100%, 1,000% clip if you make them lock them into their houses with their kids and their husbands all day.
Oh,
You're going to cut school, everything
Yeah.
else. They said this
That's
is going to
not
go on. If you read in the press conference, it's going to go on till they said, well, Trump said, well, this maybe go to July and August. Really? We're going to keep this BS going of this. I mean, it is a
Please don't, because I got to sit next to him, and he's really pissed. It's not a good time.
well. I think I have a very legitimate freaking right to be, and I would hope everybody else is.
Yes.
Because
But
this
you
is
know what? There was more stuff in the store today. I was very happy to be able to purchase a case of water. But let me tell you, when you walk down the water aisle and there's cases and you're like about to dance to that 24 pack because you're just so excited to see water, it's just like, it's really depressing.
one guy was on the radio, said his daughter works at the Walmart or one of them, I don't know, one of the big box stores or whatever,
Mhm.
and she's wheeling the cart out with water, whatever, had it stacked up, and she had to run away from the cart because the throngs were charging it before she could even get it placed and stacked up or put on the shelves. They started charging at it. She just backed off and let them. Then they went and just totally emptied the cart before she could even get it to where it was to stock the shelves. That's how insane people are. I mean,
They're crazy. They're
Yes.
very selfish, and it's very heartbreaking to see when you go to Walmart and the entire tampon aisle has been wiped out. It's like, seriously? Why? Are you like saving a freaking boat? Like,
Yes.
come on.
I mean, again, I'm sitting at the 99-cent store, and the guy says, "Well,
Not that I need them right now, but for the poor women that do. I saw this
Yes.
girl walking with pads. She's like hiding
Yeah.
under her
you
jacket.
can't get tampons."
It was
they
so
were-
messed up.
They were screaming about, yes, we need to provide free tampons for those in, what was it, Planned Parenthood or something. Well, whoop-de-doo. We can have all the free ones you want if there ain't any around because stupid people are hoarding them. This is a kind of insanity
They're gonna go sell them
that's
online.
being
That's why they're buying
created.
them. But you know what? I am very happy and grateful for stores that are now limiting people to one case per water per
Yes.
household. One, whatever rolls of toilet
Oh.
paper per.
Remind me to have Jesse find. There was a store in La Habra that opened early and only let seniors in. Because
Oh,
they
I
had
love
some,
that.
Yes, they had some toilet paper and water,
Aw,
so they could they wouldn't have to fight people.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You go store, whoever you were.
Yes, we need to give that store a shout out
We do.
because now
That's
that's
a beautiful thing.
There's a few people that have their heads screwed on straight.
A few. They probably know you. You probably gave them the idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going. I mean, it's
He agreed.
insane.
Lucy
do-
writes in, at least she finally found her eggs. This girl was searching forever for eggs.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
I got to
I
give
mean, I
a
don't
big
like it,
shout
so-
out to Lucy and Leonard Sanchez, Jesse's mom and dad. They went to the theater and posted it on the deal. And I said,
There
great.
was no one in the movie theater.
Yes,
too.
there's no one in there. I went to the gas station the other day. Usually in there's nobody there. And voila. I mean, there's 15 pumps, and usually you have to fight to get one. There was only one other car. I thought they were closed or something. No, just nobody's out. It's absolutely ridiculous of what's going on. We're going to bring somebody in who actually has a few credentials on this stuff. So maybe in something, I got to do something to calm myself down because, like I said, my head's
Please
going
calm
to
him down
explode.
before he loses his marbles.
She's an
completely.
epidemiologist, research associate, was a former AIDS researcher. Chelsea Boyd. I mean,
Hi there.
yes, you're on with Roy and Stephanie. I did the first 15 minutes of the
He's
show.
really losing it.
And I mean, I'm about out. Again, I have the duct tape out here.
I'm going to
on
use,
that.
please, at any time, if you would like me to put it on him, just let me know.
I've
I'll
got
handle
to.
it.
I mean, I've got to. I mean, I'm having Stephanie tape my head together because it's going to explode, especially after I heard the Trump press conference today. But give me your take on what's going on. I mean, is this mass hysteria anywhere close to being correct?
I think that the biggest thing that we're facing right now is that we just don't know a lot of things about the coronavirus. And so if you were listening to the press conference, I'm sure that you heard Dr. Fauci talk about how one of the biggest mistakes in dealing with an epidemic is that you're always behind you're always behind today where the epidemic actually is. So I think that's what's happening right now, is that even though it may not seem like everyone around you is getting sick or that we're overrunning hospitals or that cases are exploding, a lot of that is a lack of detection.
So, we had the swine flu in 2009.
Yes.
We had 12,000 deaths, 60 million infected. We did not shut down the country over this. I mean, the total, to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but the total overreaction that's going on over this, when most of the reports that I've heard, if you're over 65, you have a compromised lung system, smoke, yeah, you might be the ones that really need to worry about this. Everybody else is pretty much not got anything to worry about per se as far as dying or an epidemic or pandemic or whatever. What's your take on it?
I think that we're finding out that it's not as deadly as we thought it was. But again, this is all kind of a moving target because we were behind on testing here in the United States. And the reality is that very few places, South Korea did probably the closest job of testing everyone. So it's really hard to get a sense of what the case fatality rate truly is with this. It does certainly look like there are, well, we know that there are different populations who are more susceptible to having negative, fatal outcomes from the disease. And that's what the social isolation is supposed to be helping. I think the other big thing, and this is, I guess, the best way that I can kind of bring home why the issue of overrunning the medical systems and ICU units is that if all of those are occupied taking care of people who are sick with coronavirus, even if the world was going on around us, that car accident victim isn't going to be able to have intensive care. So really what we're trying to do best of all is just to keep from overrunning the medical system. I was in college during the H1N1 outbreak, and I remember they set up quarantine dorms, and there was a response. It certainly was not as widespread as this one is, though.
That's my fear, is with all this stuff of actually overrunning the hospitals, because people are going to panic over this. And like you said, you get in a car accident. If I happen to get, a semi runs into me or something, and I'm in critical, in that golden hour deal, and they reel me in there, and it's full of people who are just panicked unnecessarily over this. I might die over this because of people in there unnecessarily flooding our medical system when they don't need to.
I think that is something that they've been trying to communicate in the press conferences, but it hasn't really come through. And obviously, panicked people don't tend to listen. But the advice is that if you suspect that you have coronavirus, that you call your physician's office first, and they will advise you of where to go, whether to come in to have the test, all of those sorts of things. The reality is that, a lot of people aren't going to follow that guideline or that suggestion, because they are scared. I think you do need to take solace in the fact that as long as we really aren't seeing the a bolus of very severe cases, that the ICU, the hospitals are still going to only prioritize the people who are truly in need of immediate care. And from the sounds of it, even though they're doing things like rescheduling elective surgeries, by the sounds of it, from what I've been hearing at least, the hospitals aren't overrun yet. And if we can keep it in that zone, there will still be room for the intensive care patient, but also by socially isolating and staying home more, we're also decreasing the risk of, I guess, catastrophic injuries related to at least road accidents. That also doesn't eliminate a lot of other things, but that's the idea behind it.
One technical question before we go, because it's COVID-19. So
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm going way back to my a long time since I was in school, but in my biology days and stuff, isn't COVID-19 means this thing's been around a while, and this is like the 19th version of this?
No, the 19 is actually designating the year that it emerged in this case.
19, as in...
Yeah. And actually, so the name of the virus...
so it started in 19 what?
2018.
2019.
2019,
so that
okay.
was, yes. And they're actually calling that the syndrome that's associated with it. They've named the virus SARS. I have to look it up just to remind myself so that I don't mess it up. But they have renamed it SARS-CoV because it's in that same family as the SARS virus was. But COVID-19 is the medical syndrome, not the virus.
And I'm going to have her on, Dr. Kelly Victory. She's a trauma surgeon on that. And she said today that once this exposure rate is over 5%, and she said we are well over that in the United States, the social distancing stuff is kind of a moot point. What would be your take on that?
I don't know what the exact number is, and I think the trick there is that we don't really know how long the virus lives on surfaces. I know that there are estimates between a couple of hours to a couple of days. Most viruses, it's a couple of hours. So it really is a numbers game. And I think I would put money on the fact that there are a lot more cases than what we actually think there are. But as far as the spread goes, there's also a little bit of, I guess, question as to whether or not you actually spread the disease if you're asymptomatic, or if it's only spread when you're symptomatic. Because they've been talking about how flu, you are actually highly contagious in the days before you start displaying symptoms. However, with COVID-19, it seems as though it's really the coughing and the symptom and the effect of the symptoms, because it's more lower respiratory, that it has to be able to get out of your body to really infect others. So again, we need to keep people at home, and I think a lot of the problem is that we just don't know a lot about it, and so we're applying the precautionary principle and taking extra measures.
As far as that goes, I mean, when you're doing this, and I've said we're getting a sign of an irrational fear of this because.
And now, like, if I have any symptoms, I don't even want to go to the hospital, because then I'm like, what if I just I coughed a little bit and had a sore throat, and then I end up getting it? You know, if it's like allergies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to not panic with it. It really is. It's just it's a scare. I know it's not crazy or deadly for me personally, but it's a scary thing right now because everybody's making it to be such a big deal. Freaking out, man.
definitely scary. And I personally, even though I am not in a high-risk group, and I am a bit of a hermit, so I don't have a lot of people that I could possibly infect.
You're like, hey, this
even
is
if I
fine.
was-
Yeah.
even if I was, in fact, sick. I mean, it does, and it's scary on a lot of levels because it's scary from the economic standpoint. It's scary from the social standpoint. It's scary because we've just never been through this before. There's a lot of unknowns. And I think one of the most important things that even though we're social distancing, we need to make sure that as communities we're supporting each other as best as we can through this, because there is a lot of anxiety and a lot of that is well-founded. Even if it's, well, all of it is legitimate, even if it's unfounded. People will feel the way that they feel, and I think the best thing that we can do is try to maintain as much realism as possible. And I know that's hard when every day we have what sounds like terrible news.
There you go. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, Chelsea. You made me feel better.
Yes, of that, because yeah, I mean, so much hyperbole and misinformation is getting out on this stuff, and it's good to hear from somebody who's been in the business and can shed some light on it.
Right.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you, guys.
So, I mean, my takeaway from that was that maybe, we should just not come in studio and just do it from home. I'm just kidding. He's going to hit me.
Yeah, and how does that work?
Well, at least, I don't know. Maybe you can just come in a bubble. Can I spray you?
There's nothing but, I mean, what? The Black Plague
That's a
wiped
no.
out 75 million people at the early 19th century.
But I think you're skipping the whole point of why people are social distancing. You're taking it personal for some reason. Is it because your races got cut off?
No, because people are no, just from
People
the-
are panicking, yes, but at least they're
Yes.
going inside their home and they're staying away from public. I mean,
Well, no, they're out there fighting over tampons and toilet paper, for crying out loud.
what is with that?
Well, you brought it up.
I know. It's ridiculous. No,
Yes.
and I'm not saying how people are acting. It's not stupid. It's completely dumb.
Destroying our
But
economy over this?
Yeah. But you got to appreciate the fact that people are willing to go lock themselves inside and not catch a virus.
Fine. If you want, everybody can self-regulate yourself. If you are scared of this stuff, stay home. Don't
Can I take
tell
Wednesday off?
Yes.
Just kidding.
Don't tell me or everybody else, or close down
Hey, we're off, dude.
practically everything from baseball to gambling to the bars and everything else. And what they've done, well, like Trump says, okay, we're down to 10 people in this. Oh, well, we recommend.
What
Well,
fun can you have with 10 people?
Yeah. And again, you're saying, well, it's not mandatory that you close down bars or casinos. But once the CDC makes this recommendation, you are de facto basically doing it. Because if a poor bar owner, like the S Bar or whatever here in Moreno Valley, if they go on and have something and something happens, they're going to get
Oh,
sued
gosh, yes.
up the yang because they said,
be
well,
crazy.
the CDC said you shouldn't have had that. You should
Well,
have
they
been.
should make everyone sign a contract. By you entering in this facility, you may drink a Corona, but you also might catch one.
Yeah, there you go. That's where, yeah.
That's my sound effect.
But
That's
I'm-
funny.
Yes, that's a good one. I got to give you credit for that. And that's the hyperbole stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, you're basically by suggesting that or saying this stuff like that and having this mass panic going on across the board, you're essentially killing industries. No, like you said, $50 billion right now. The airline industry is saying Delta and everybody else, American, Southwest, or they're going to be broke by the end of the year. There will be no more airlines. Do you want to live in a world where if you want to get in a plane to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, or Hawaii or whatever, they aren't running because all the airlines went bankrupt over this?
Carla writes in, but this is what happens when people don't take things seriously. People are panicking because there's nothing in the stores. I was called crazy last Friday. I have a special needs child or kid. I have to prepare, so now I just go out and look for what I truly need other than that I stay home. People are panicking, and there are ones that did not prepare.
Yes.
Exactly, Carla.
I posted another one in the comments of the posting I made that's blowing up all over the place. Same thing. I have a lady wrote in. I have a special needs child, and he's a finicky eater, and I can't find the food. He only eats various stuff, and I can't find the food to feed my kid because everybody's out there mass panic buying the stuff.
Exactly. Did you go shopping?
Huh?
Did you go shopping?
Yeah, was it Saturday or something? I had to pick up a few things. That's what I said. I was in the 99.
But then it's like, okay, so, and I thought it was totally ridiculous how people are shopping. And I mean, they're buying everything like scavengers and rats. But then you go to the store and you see nothing on the shelves.
Yeah.
So then you become that person because you're like, crap, I'm buying stuff I'm not even normally going to eat. I'm like stocking up on stuffing because that's all I can find. Well, then I'm like, if I go to the store in 2 days and there's absolutely nothing, at least I got myself some stuffing. I mean, I'll eat it, but I don't really want the carbs. I don't appreciate it. But all the salad stuff, nobody's touching the healthy stuff.
Well,
Like
of course,
cuisines,
yes.
forget about it. Losing some weight on this little epidemic.
Yeah, why are the stores opening?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Stores
why are
open.
the stores open? You could get coronavirus for other people in the store.
That's why I'm like, all
What
these
if they're
crazy
coughing
people,
on your food? Like
all
you're
these
talking.
people are in line.
Got
or
1 minute.
Shoving into Costco. You know, one of those mofos got some viruses going on. I'm just saying, we're not on air yet, so I can drop that bomb.
Yes, we are on the.
We're not on air. Anyways, I said mofo. It's not bad. Anyways.
Yeah, and the ones that are out there hoard buying, they're probably the ones that are carrying this stuff.
Yeah, so thanks, jerks.
Yeah, so they're well, yeah.
Like that one guy, did you see that baseball player that like coughed on his hands and wiped everything before he walked out?
That was a basketball. That's what
basketball?
started this whole thing.
That's
The
crazy.
NBA
That was
canceled
rude.
it. Yeah, he went on there and you test positive, and everybody just went
30 seconds.
freaking nuts. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Scared.
Of
Not
what
gonna
they're doing with this stuff on that. I can't wait. Either Wednesday or Thursday, we're gonna have Dr. Kelly Victory on here, and man, she just.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds.
Phone apps. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
Because it's going to explode over all this stuff. We're on the we're joining the Mighty Met 1490 on KMET, coming in on this
Moron
Monday.
Monday.
That's for all you morons out there that are
I
buying
love that.
that are buying up all this stuff, hoarding
Gotta
toilet everything from toilet paper to tampons and anything else in between. And all you moron politicians that are canceling this or making this and wrecking our economy up and down the line, you are all morons. You're going to kill us all, with all this, with this irrational fear that's going on over this
It's
stuff.
legit, man. It's legit.
Yeah,
I
103.
gotta hide this because someone might come and steal it from me.
103.
You know what? I get a call the other day. Sorry, I'm going to cut you
Go
off for a minute. And, it's my girls from Cosmic. Still go. They're open. Support our local shops because they still need some love. Cosmic, Cupcake, Aspire. Anyways, someone went in there and stole their toilet paper. So I had to bring her some toilet paper. But then I'm panicking because now I'm like, well, there goes. Now I'm down 4 rolls instead of 5. I don't know what I'm going to do.
This is stupid.
But yeah, people are going in and stealing toilet paper seriously from
Yes.
restaurants?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
come
They're
on.
stealing it everywhere. They're.
Can you leave your house unlocked later? I need some toilet paper.
It's absolutely insane.
Right. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, this whole thing is just like I said. It's got me totally turned upside
It really
down.
does. Y'all canceled his races, and now he's just grumpy.
Well, we're gonna get maybe he can bring some sanity to this insane
do.
logic that's coming on. He's the owner and proprietor of not only Toyota San Bernardino, which you see behind us on the video cast, Subaru San Bernardino and I-10 Toyota down in Indio. Cliff Cummings, welcome to the show, IE Newswire Daily with Stephanie and Roy.
Greetings from the bunker.
Yeah, you had to say that. Man,
you
just,
have any toilet paper I can borrow?
yeah.
I'll buy it off you.
Are they
Let me tell you.
Are they stealing it out of Toyota San Bernardino out of the bathrooms yet?
I don't think so. I have heard of that happening. We kind of keep a close watch on it. I don't know how do you say that, but it is crazy, and it doesn't. This disease does not even impact that particular end of the spectrum, so to speak.
I mean, yeah,
So-
it's crazy.
It's insane.
It is crazy.
It's stupid.
It is overreaction. Business is still good. We have an awful lot of people who basically feel the same way as you and I. I would say that probably to err on the side of caution is okay, but to obsess on the side of caution is probably a bit too much.
I said that, and I just heard a report just before we went on the air, and I'd like to get your take on that. The airline industry right now is asking for a $50 billion bailout. United said their flights are down 50%. They said the Southwest, American, all of them said and this is it right now. If you don't give us $50 billion right now, all of us will be bankrupt by the end of the year.
Well, first off, Delta cut their flights 40% intentionally. All right, because I needed to make a quick run somewhere, and there was virtually no way for me to get there, at least efficiently. And so, look, if they run a bad product, I'm sorry, shame on them. All right, but again, I flew back. We were in New Orleans, flew over there, commercial and back. There was a 10-person or 11-person wait list to get on the plane. Plane was 100% packed. Toyota's been canceling a lot of things, no doubt about it. I was supposed to go to Dallas on our normal run, and that's been postponed. But the airlines are canceling a lot. But on the other hand, those of us who want to fly are having trouble finding flights to begin with, right? Because they've canceled so many, we can't fly. So now you're in this downward spiral that is partially self-inflicted by them, because I think there are a whole lot of people who would get on an airplane.
And I heard another report. The casinos are closing down in Vegas now, and the hotels are going to be closing down on Saturday. And they're the same thing. They're asking for bailouts. I don't know how, with them closing down everything from bars, restaurants to every sporting event known to man. I just don't know what's going to, what this is going to look like when we flush it out. Like I said, to me, this is a totally irrational fear of going on. 103 cases reported in Riverside, San Bernardino, Ventura, LA, and Orange counties, which is 17 million population. You got to go to 5 zeros left of the decimal point before you get to a number on that percentage.
Yeah, and of course, then you get to the toilet paper scare, which again is not impacted by this. If you got it. So, look, is media driven? It's interesting. I was talking to somebody today, and the conversation obviously steered around to this. And step one was, they tried the impeachment, that didn't work. Now the media is driving fear along with the Democrats. Trump has to sign on, or else he's an ultra bad guy. When he said, wait a minute, this is not as bad as it thinks, he became an ultra bad guy. So his guys are saying you got to sign on. The doctors are, and I'm okay with being cautious. I'm just not great with being obsessively cautious. And if they're trying to take Trump down because of this, you can look at that conspiratorially, but they're taking down businesses and they're taking down. Yes. I mean, it's insane what's going on out there. You see internet fights where these women are fighting over toilet paper. Well, for God's sake, get a grip. But again, this is the reality we're dealing with. I'd rather look at it from what we're doing business-wise to figure out how we can help and how we can take care of our folks. And we have liberal leave policies, paid, et cetera, all those things we're doing. But we're also busy as hell. I mean, I was looking out my window of my office in San Bernardino. There are cars lined up on the service drive at 3 o'clock pulling in. because we stagger the way people come in so we can get the load done. And they were coming in. We had a fantastic weekend sales-wise at San Bernardino, less at I-10 Toyota because you have a lot of older people who stayed home. Subaru was good. I checked with the guys on the coast. They were less good, all right? But the guys in the Inland Empire were fine. They were just fine, and I think part of it is they're younger. The folks who are out are buying Corollas, Camrys, and used cars, trucks. They're a bit younger. The people where they have age-centric type areas, the coast, the desert, et cetera, there's a lot more concern there so that they're staying at home. My job right now is to work with Toyota to figure out a way to get people out of the chair and to get them to come in. What offer, what incentive, what news would get people back out of the chairs? Because I got to tell you, you will always see a certain striation of the economy out in the marketplace. You need the people who are well-established credit-wise to come out and offset with your lender the medium and bad credit. You need good credit, okay? So they need to have that assurance that they've got a portfolio that 85% will pay as agreed. So we need to get those folks out. What do we need to do to get that done? And I've been working on that all day. We'll work on it again all day tomorrow with National, and I suspect we're going to have an answer here very shortly.
What concerns me is if we start getting mass layoffs and stuff and whole industries going down, if people don't have jobs, they're not walking into Toyota San Bernardino wanting to buy stuff. And we're just at the first part of this. And if this, as Trump said, if this goes on to July or August, and we're still doing this and industries are shutting down and schools and everything else,
scary.
Yes, that's what makes me nervous about this, is if this stuff keeps happening, we could collapse our economy over something as superficial and is not as I see it, or any evidence that shows we should be anywhere within 0.1% of the concern that everybody's putting over this.
Well, so far we agree. I did see some people who had the flu were on TV and said, "Hey, I had it, no big deal." Wuhan, China, if you saw this morning, their people are going back to work.
Right.
So there's a period of time where this thing is probably got a shelf life. There are a lot of things you can do to prevent it from spreading. Interestingly, one of the things is it's a virus. Viruses don't live above 140 degrees. Get in a sauna. Hang in there for 20 minutes.
There you go.
All right? Not a lot of people have them, but the YMCA does.
If they're open.
Yeah, if they're open, that's
That
true.
sounds
If you have
relaxing,
one
though.
in your city.
Yeah.
But, there are things that, and if people are doing the things they should be doing anyway, covering your mouth when you cough, staying
Washing
home
your
from work
hands.
if you're sick, that's just normal. That's absolutely normal. And I think all the companies, at least all mine and everybody I've spoken with, have gone to a liberal leave policy. But if you fake it and you want to go surfing, then there's going to be hell to pay because you're impacting other employees who are coming to work when you're taking days off that are unnecessary. So I think that's one of the big issues that we have to deal with is phony sickness as well as the real thing. And in the real thing, again, what have you had in San Bernardino? 3?
Yeah.
Is it up to 3?
Well, yeah, it was 1 the last time I looked. I posted it today. It was 1. Like I say, 103 cases out of 17 million population.
But it's just beginning.
No, it's been here for a long time.
Well, I know, but number-wise, I mean, how many people do you think have had it and haven't gone to the hospital?
Well,
if
that's
I had
the
a
thing
fever,
they're
I
also
wouldn't
not
go.
reporting.
Encourage them.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
they need to report, hey, I felt like crap and I'm okay.
Yeah.
And so they're not going back there and saying, oh, by the way, this thing's been here since December, and it's been floating around, and it's now mid-March, and we're got 1 day. 3.
Yes.
That. Okay, so I think that there are a tremendous number of people who have actually had it and gotten past it, but you don't see the media talking about that, do you?
No.
That's my point. Yes, of that. Give me one last thing. Give me something positive before we let you go.
Put him in a good mood.
Well, I can tell you our business is good. We've been out a lot. I think that the restaurants, they say keep it down to half capacity. Well, hell, in San Bernardino, they're half capacity most of the time anyway. You just don't have that many places to go that are worth going to. But I think that once again, it's wake up. We're seeing an awful lot of good signs already, one out of China. The second thing is that the runs on the grocery store are stopping. They're still there, some of them, but they are slowing and stopping. We're seeing the people accept the fact that, wait a minute, maybe I got played here. So I think in the long run, the purveyors of doom, when it turns out to be you got a head cold, are going to pay for it. And if they're right, they're right. Okay, but so far I don't see anything that indicates that they're right compared to every other flu type mechanism we've had before. Now, go to the chart. Guess what? Every one of these pandemics occurs in a congressional election year. It's every other year this stuff pops up. And it goes back to around 06 or 08, every 2 years. So now, being a conspiracy theorist, what do we think? And so I think that the administration is doing what they have to do, in some cases politically. I'm concerned that this overreaction is going to do severe damage to the economy, and that would be just god-awful for folks who have a lot of debt. And that's why I've always stayed very low on debt with all my stuff. We can weather any storm, virtually. But I just don't see this at the level that the media is trying to make it. And you know what? Again, could be wrong. Don't think so.
I totally concur with you, and I'm with you on the because I'm on the no debt crowd. I owe nobody nothing on that, so I agree with you. The more you can structure your affairs where you don't owe somebody, that does bode well for you for surviving these drips. And I have that same fear that you do, that if this hysteria keeps up at any rate that it's going, we could be in for some rough roads coming up ahead. Absolutely. But I think also employers need to know that we're going to be at the end of the ripple effect of schools closing. What are moms going to do, working moms? Got to make a lot of provisions, and we are in my companies, to allow working moms to work from home, to take care of their kids. It takes them a few days to find daycare or whatever. We're in the process of working with them to resolve all of that. And I hope all my counterparts are doing that too. Frankly, I've been on the phone with Texas so much today, I haven't had much time to deal with Los Angeles. And so, but I know the couple of guys I've spoken with in one quick conference call, everybody's on board to make sure that their employees are cared for, that their kids are cared for, and that the moms have a chance to get home and take care of those kids and work from home wherever possible.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, and I've seen a lot of that across the board, and that's why companies like yours, at Toyota San Bernardino, Subaru San Bernardino, and I-10 Toyota, and the whole Toyota family are very successful, because they do look out for their employees.
Exactly.
Thanks for being on, Cliff. We appreciate the update on that, and anything. And until next time, we'll see you.
Bye, Cliff.
Thank you very much. Take care, y'all.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Man.
Head out to Toyota and test drive a Toyota today. He's got toilet paper.
Yeah, they got toilet paper in the bathroom still. They ain't stole it out of there. No, it's absolutely crazy. Run me the run the New Orleans video.
Mark writes in, please, somebody send toilet paper to my house. And if you're off work and you have kids home, go camping and get on the fresh air and enjoy a good time together in the outdoors.
This was on Bourbon Street, I think, last night. The cops are going up and down the street, telling everybody, "Oh, you got to get off the streets, country." Roll the video. This is absolutely incredible. You wonder why people are panicking? This is the reason why.
See ya. New Orleans?
Yeah, Bourbon Street. They're telling people they are a public health hazard. You are a public health hazard.
They are. Technically, they are.
Well, everybody is. So
But-
should we just
But
line everybody
if
up?
you're
and
out there and
firing
you're trying to
squad?
get some beads thrown at you, I mean, party on. Why would you stop that?
Yes.
Just let me know if you were out there, and then I'll stay the hell away from you.
The cops going up and down the street like it, and you wonder why people are panicking? I got to give props to the Okies. For what? Saturday night, the governor, Stitz, I think is his name, posted a picture Saturday night of himself
What the hell's Okies?
with his... Okies are people from Oklahoma.
I thought you said Ogies. I thought you meant like
Okies.
old folks' home or something.
No, he posted a picture of him and his kids out Saturday night. We're out eating, having a good time, and then the nattering nabombs of negativism. You want to talk about negative? It's all these other people. Or no, I'm the one saying go out. He said go out, enjoy
You're
yours.
saying go
We're
out and
having
spread the germs.
yeah, we're having fun. We're eating out, and yeah, the nattering nabobs of negatives were out there. Oh, you're out there you're spreading the virus. No BS. I got to give props to the Okies. The only racing that I know of that went on anywhere in the United States. 3 days.
You don't want me to duct tape his mouth?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Port City in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it's a big micro sprint track where they race with 600 cc's. Go ahead and roll the video of that.
Please.
This is on Flow Racing of that. They ran Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They didn't care about the coronavirus.
Let's see how many of them got sick. Look at they're all in orange jumpsuits. I'm just kidding.
Yes, that's the firing squad. They crashed to that. Roll some of that where they're actually racing around there. Yeah, they're running on that. Speed it up. Hit me somewhere where they actually got cars racing. I want to see cars. Actually, the folks that cars were actually racing around the track. Yes, they're actually for 3 days. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They did not panic. There's no, you know what? And Oklahoma, as President Trump said today, was one of the places where this thing is hardly affecting anybody. You know why?
Nobody's out there.
No,
nobody lives there.
Yeah, in my opinion, they're not scared in Oklahoma.
So
they're not letting it
feeds on the
affect
weak.
their lives on this. They're not getting it. It's all you ninnies that are having this big heart attack over this stuff, and yeah, that's good on that. But I want to give props to the promoters of Port City Speedway in Tulsa, Oklahoma, for not canceling your event. Everybody from the kids on up to the adults that were racing, had 3 good days of racing, had a good time, did not die over
I want to see
of this.
in a couple days how many people are sick in Oklahoma. We're going to talk about it on our show.
As Mr. Trump said, Oklahoma is a place where this thing has not hardly affected
When did he say
anybody.
that, though?
Today.
And Trump's the one that's telling everybody, oh, God, there's Pop. Trump, isn't he the one saying, like, limit down to 10? There was way more than 10 people right there.
Yeah, you should see did you see the scowl on his face while he's taking? I didn't think he was, you could tell his heart, to me, you could tell his heart was not in this when he was doing the press conference. Who we got on the phone? Pop. We got it quick. We got about 3
go
minutes.
ahead. Over there at Carl's, where we have coffee in the morning, all us retirees and stuff, they took the napkins where you used to have the big container where you pick your own napkins.
They stole them all.
No.
Oh.
The sugars that are all in packets, the salts in the packets, pepper, and stir sticks, the tops of your coffee, everything like that. Anything that people can touch, they had to move it all behind the counter because they said they couldn't let nobody touch that stuff anymore. You have to ask for every little thing you want. No more, like you say, the lids for your coffee or Cokes, you can't touch them. And packaged food, all the sugar and stuff. How come, we've been doing that forever, but all of a sudden they had to move it all behind the counter, and the person behind the counter has to hand it to you. That shows how ridiculous you got. It's packaged.
Did you have to call him and piss him off right before we go off, Pop?
So
Come
you're-
on.
Well, you've got two of the high risk factors. You're over 80 years old. You have lung disease on that.
Right.
Well, the one thing is you don't smoke, but you have 2 of the high risk factors. What were you doing at the Carl's Jr. at that? You should be at home, curled up in the fetal position, waiting to die.
No, I go out there every day, every morning, and I like I say, I had a bad. You remember in January I had a real bad cough and everything else. I think I
Probably had it
that stuff
then.
was already here, and I probably had it and got over it.
Yes, because it's about, like, we're going to have it
So he had it when he was here?
January.
January.
Oh, okay.
And look at that. What's that guy that you wanted to interview on the races? He came here to California, and he couldn't talk to you for 3 weeks because he had it so bad.
Yes.
Yeah, whoever that was you were trying to interview, and you had to wait so long to get because he caught whatever it was in California. So, because the Chinese are coming here first, and they knew about it in November. So, how many of them people from China got over here and got it to all of us before we even knew about it?
We're going to have Dr. Kelly Victory on either Wednesday or Thursday for everybody. Program note, you're going to want to tune in. She said, and I think the number is 75% of the people in the United States have already been exposed to this. And her contention was, once you're over 5% exposure, this social distancing stuff is a mute freaking point.
Right.
I think everybody probably in the United States, probably 98.7%, my opinion, have already been exposed to this. It's already went through. This mass panic that's going on is absolutely ridiculous. You got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, there were 6 of us, and we all had the same thing I had in January, and we all survived, and we're all in about my same age group. So you can survive if you're not really a sick person.
Yeah.
I'll let you go because you're cutting out.
Yeah, we got about a couple minutes left, but yeah, okay. there you go.
Okay.
The mass panic that's going on, in my opinion, of that, and I mean, I've heard many experts on that were talking about it. Said this is nothing. This is like the overblown reaction of all time overblown reactions over something.
I think it definitely is. I'm not disagreeing with that. But on one hand, I appreciate people staying home if they feel like they're sick. I really do, because I don't think people do that enough.
Everybody should.
That. But then I don't appreciate the fact that we're all acting like it's doomsday and like I can't even buy freaking tampons if I need to. I mean, come on, people. And the mother that just had a baby can't go and buy butt wipes for her child. Like, the world needs to stop being selfish, and I hope from all of this we all learn just how selfish we really are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm still going to duct tape your mouth shut on Wednesday if we talk about it anymore. Just kidding. It's crazy, though. It's nuts. It's insane. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scared to get sick. Nobody wants to get sick. Yeah. I mean, screw that.
This is not this is not anywhere close to being even worldwide anything that we have not that generates this amount of concern. And yes, if you are sick, stay home. If you are in one of the high-risk categories, probably back off or not do anything. Just stay away from contact. The rest of you, everybody, live your normal lives. There is no reason to wreck an economy, have your kids staying home from school.
That's what makes me the most nervous, is that, everything is shutting down.
Yes.
Why? Just tell people to stay inside. Why can't the world listen? See, this is where people need to, get it together. It's all because you jerks can't listen to the world. So stay home when you're sick.
Yes.
And stuff wouldn't be shutting down. Why is nobody talking about that?
We are.
Not really. Are we?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we are. Listen to the world, and we wouldn't be all pain, suffering from your stupidity.
That's why you...
I hate being smart on the show. Dang it!
I can't say any more than that. Except to say we're gone.